What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Apple Rewind. So there was a lot that went on with Apple last week, in addition to releasing iOS 26.1 to the public and iOS 26.2 Beta 1 for registered developers. We've already done our videos on what's new and what's kind of been covered in those aspects, so I'm not going to talk too much about those changes, although I do want to talk about one specific one that I'm hoping will lead to some other changes in the actual future betas. And that is simply finally getting the ability to change the intensity of liquid glass with a slider. It's been rumored for a while, and we actually got it in a way we didn't expect, and that is right here on the lock screen clock. So you can make it a lot darker or lighter and see it really show through your background. So again, I kind of like this. I hope it's a sign of things to come for the OS as a whole. But for now, that is the main change and something I'm really excited about in Beta 2 if they decide to implement it in the system settings. Beyond that also, we did hear that Apple is rumored to launch quite a few new products in 2026. Obviously, we're expecting still an Apple TV and a HomePod mini update before the end of the year, but the new Macs are coming hopefully soon next year, and possibly even a lower entry price point Mac running an A chip found in the iPhone 16 Pro from last year. Going to be very interesting, especially if the price point comes in around $700 or so, since you can already get the Air with a more powerful M chip for $800. That could really be the next move to Apple to capture more market share. Could be pretty interesting. Aside from that too, we have gotten some rumors that claim next year's iPhone 18 Pro models will have somewhat of a purple, burgundy, and coffee-like colors. Definitely seems interesting. The purple looks very vivid from the rumors that we've seen. And again, more excitingly, if you guys use Apple Intelligence, you can actually also look forward to Google Gemini learning and actually taking over for the back end of Siri. So the new, more powerful version that Siri is supposed to be coming out in with about the March or April timeframe, that will leverage a custom version of Google's Gemini as Apple continues to still play catch up with all the competition out there. I'm super excited about that. Google Gemini is definitely one of the best aspects, and I definitely think it runs circles around how Siri is. So that's going to be very interesting, and I'm super excited about that. Now, if you are a huge Geekbench fan and wanted to know how this metric sat for these benchmarks, you can see right here, we did take a hit with Beta 1 of iOS 26.2, specifically in the multi-core score. So we went from a 9847 to a 9287. So that was the biggest drop. And then single core obviously did drop a little bit, but just over a little over 100. So nothing crazy there, but it is definitely just something to note. Again, these numbers don't mean a lot in day-to-day usage unless you're really just stress testing everything there is in the system, so just keep that in mind. Aside from that, battery life has been okay. I'm still not sold on it, still not a huge fan with these betas right now, but again, you know what you're getting into when you're using these betas, and you can definitely see substantial usage here, screen on time, but you can see how many times a day I feel the need to just recharge it. So take that as what you'd want, but yeah. As far as performance goes, performance has been pretty solid. As I said in my other video though, I have had one issue kind of consistently with Face ID not always registering. It'll give you the animation and the check mark showing that it's been completed. However, it still is not technically using Face ID to log into only certain apps. For those of you that might be waiting on banking and financial apps, those do seem to be working as well. And then aside from that, just regular performance jumping around all your regular apps, it's still just as smooth and have had no issues at all day to day. So we are not expecting a second beta to drop this week. Apple could surprise us, but usually after the first beta, we are on a 2-week waiting cycle. So I would recommend probably waiting on this until around the second or third beta. And again, more so too, if you have watchOS betas installed, so 26.2 beta 1, the battery life on this has been atrocious. I will say that. The first couple of days on watchOS 26.2, my battery was just tanking pretty badly. In addition to it, the notification lag was back as well, where I would not get my notification on my watch after a few minutes or a few seconds coming on my phone. It was substantially delayed, and then even vice versa, which is the first time I've seen that. So just something to keep in mind there. Just wanted to let you guys know. That's it for this one, guys. Let me know your comments down below. How's iOS 26.2 Beta 1 doing, or 26.1 public release, if that's what you're on. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.